Вот. Неплохо меня, конечно, сегодня со стримом подрезали. Да, ночной кот. Ну ладно. В общем, как я и говорил вчера, сегодня сюжет будем проходить. Так что музыка будет только в начале и в конце, а вон стоит и нарколыга. Но я его по-прежнему буду так называть и продолжу его так называть. Потому что я не могу на него смотреть и нормально его называть. Правда, пачку я хочу другую. Давай... А давай тебя. Хотя там... Это опять придется со скоростью. Не хочу. Я, кстати, вернулся на круги своя. Да, вернул. Да пофиг, давай. Тебе надо именно... Да. Ну что ж, Авантурин, давай с тобой поговорим. Кстати, по-моему, до сих пор... Не то, вот здесь. В эти комнаты до сих пор нельзя попасть, но при этом мы видели, как в конце сцене с Рацио и Авантурином там сундук лежал. Ну, по крайней мере, я не нашел, как туда.
My expression wasn't much better than yours when I first saw this.
А, забыл.
Your eyes aren't deceiving you. It's her. The famous singer, Robin. Well, first of all, can I just say that this had nothing to do with me? I'm just an unlucky bystander here. The family can testify for me. If you don't believe me, just ask anyone in the Bloodhound family. They hate me and they hate the IPC, so they'd never lie. This is not where the crime happened. What I showed you was a memory. The most basic light cone manifesting tech. Authorized by the Garden of Recollection and owned by the IPC. Did you really think the Galaxy Rangers were outsiders this whole time?
Я не то чтобы много знаю об этих рейнджерах, поэтому...
Penacony has made a solemn commitment to protect the safety of anyone inside a family dream. Any person in distress will be forcibly awakened and safely returned to reality. What gives them the confidence to make such conclusive statements? Because behind this promise is the harmony. The family's Dreamweavers link up their minds together to construct an unbreakable defensive line. Breaking through this line of defense to create death in the dreamscape. Not even a memo keeper could do that without the family's permission. Who could have done it, friend? The only one is her. The girl who calls herself a Galaxy Ranger. An imposter. An unsought guest. An emanator who hides her true identity. Ifrit's death was of a foregone conclusion. And Robin? Her misfortune was staring right at her. Who will be the next to die?
Сюда я выйду.
It's fine. Listen to your gut. Building trust always takes time, and I'm willing to wait. I just hope you realize that wherever that legacy is concerned, covert plans are already underway throughout Penacony. Everyone's got their own agenda. Careful you don't get stuck on the wrong side. If I were you, I'd keep my distance from Acheron. After all, any schemes out in the open are always going to be better than a monster in the shadows, right?
Что-то вещи в тени? Это ты про себя?
Who's to say there isn't an even deeper conspiracy lurking beneath the surface?
Memo Keeper, I think our little deal is finished.
Aventurine is telling the truth. This memory is a real one, and there's no sign
То
of
есть
any
он его не
distortion
создал,
grafting on.
окей.
The IPC is not the garden, and there are real limits to what they can actually do. But you know all this. Friend, let's not beat around the bush here. The thing is, I want to reach out personally to team up with the Astral Express. I told you I'm just not interested in scrambling for the legacy. I just came to Penacony for work. I'm here to retrieve some lost property for the IPC, if you catch my drift.
Как-то ты
I'm
слишком
talking ownership
преуменьшаешь.
of this frontier prison. This has all become a bad debt thanks to the cancer of all worlds. The IPC has tried sitting down for negotiations time and again, but the family wouldn't even take our calls. You have no idea how difficult these people are to deal with. Put it this way. They've hushed up the existence of death before, so they can definitely cover up any news about Robin's death. It'll just quietly float off like a bubble and pop. Nobody ever being the wiser. That's not fair, right? So then, friend, I need your help. That's fine. I'm not forcing you. But I'm really not asking for much, so why don't you at least hear me out, okay?
Выслушать я всегда
I
могу.
have but only one goal. The family's front door is like a high wall, and to tear the whole thing down, I'll have to dig out a few chunks first. Once I find a weak point, the IPC will have plenty of
То
means.
есть тебе нужен повод,
Now we
ты
have our
предлагаешь мне
chance.
создать этот
So
повод.
long as we can get to the truth behind her death, we can have justice for Robin. While also gaining a valuable bargaining chip for bringing the family to the table. Truly a once-in-a-blue-moon
Идите искорку
opportunity.
найдите.
I've been investigating and making lots of friends all over Penacony precisely for this very moment.
Друзей, это
This
ты
tragic news
про
would be extremely
лебедя
bad for the
и,
family,
возможно,
so they'll
меня?
be doing everything they can to stop it leaking, especially to the IPC. But I trust that there are still a few factions that remain exceptions. And that's why I need you all. The reputation of the Astral Express precedes you. And the Harmony will give you the
Как вообще
fairest
выглядит
appraisals.
Элон Гармонии? Его вроде
You
бы
get to
Шипс
find out
зовут.
really what happened and seek justice. And I get to put it toward completing my mission for the IPC. It's what you call a win-win situation. But don't worry, just head back and talk things over with your companions. That navigator is really smart. She must understand the value of this deal. Look, here's my contact details.
Да, я
If you
передам
come to
химика.
any conclusions, call me. Oh, and take this. A thorough investigation can always use a little more funding. Don't mention it. So long, friend. I really am looking forward to uncovering the truth about death with everyone.
Так ты же хочешь сделку провести. Если ты это на всеобщее обозрение, то сделки не будет.
He really doesn't mean to force it, but something still seems off.
What now? What are your plans?
Black Swan. What is she thinking?
On the surface, this doesn't look like a bad deal for you. But Aventurine is a shrewd merchant whose scheme won't just be as simple as it
Да я
appears to be.
помню. Он не делает
He doesn't
ничего
know
себе.
about Miss Firefly yet. But judging by your
Как это
reaction, he
было
may have
сформулировано?
noticed
Да.
something going on and deliberately shifted topics to the truth of death to try and pull you in line with his way of thinking.
Делец, который не заключает невыгодных сделок. И по большей части выгоду для себя.
That's quick thinking and very sound logic. Aventurine is no fool, and working with him definitely has its dangers.
Тут мы против Авантурина пойдем. Здесь нейтралитет. Хотя, ладно, тут непонятно. То, что мы во всем разберемся, это и так. Кубик я не хочу бросать. Хотя будет забавно посмотреть на ее реакцию. К светлячку я не привязался так. Типа, окей, да, трагично, да, провели много времени вместе, ну как много? Побродили, встретились с Галлахером, ушли на крыши и во сне побегали. А, ну еще и встреча с Искоркой была. Не знаю. Но раз сюжет так уж сильно светлячка преподносит.
That is something I agree on. Anyway, be careful out there. There's more than one way to blaze a trail. In a dark forest beset by wolves, ensuring your own escape to safety should be your primary concern. As for the other questions, I'm not sure the two cases were committed by the same culprit, but that massive wound looked like its winged blade. We've all witnessed it in action before.
А там Ахерон же
It
сейчас
seems
сражается.
unlikely that there would be two lethal entities loose in the dreamscape. Sorry, I can't answer that question. That ranger is shrouded in mystery. I'm afraid no one is capable of providing an answer.
Учитывая ее расширение
But without a
территории.
doubt, she is the most special guest at this banquet. It's like Aventurine said just then. It's best to keep your distance from her. Two victims appearing one after the other in a very short time span, in and of itself, that's very unusual.
Одна за другой, подожди, так мы же не знаем, когда Зарянку убили. Это же воспоминание было.
Making death extremely agitated and weakening the family's protections. Or everything has been planned out and
Часовщика или
executed by
как он там?
someone. If someone has chosen these victims deliberately, first a smuggler, then a family celebrity,
Так это
then this murderer's
воспоминание.
motives are worth thoroughly chewing over.
Светлячка убили на наших глазах недавно. Ну как недавно? Ну вот Зарянка-то это воспоминание. Ее реально убили после Светлячка? Я в этом сомневаюсь на самом деле.
It's all happened so quickly, I can only make conjecture. After leaving here, go have a chat with your companions. I hope you can clarify the source of this confusion. Come, this way. It's a short walk. Don't get lost.
Ладно, потом. С Ахерон они тут закончили. Точнее, Херон тут все закончил.
This way. This is where we part ways. All of this is like a nightmare. Unfortunately, the remembrance doesn't lie. What we just saw is the reality that happened, and it won't fade from our minds just because we wake up. But follow your heart and don't be afraid. We all walk through this world casting shadows of different lengths, and ultimately, all we leave behind are precious memories. Ah, hold on just a sec. There you go, a small parting gift. If one day you unfortunately fall into the deep waters of the memory zone and there's no memo keeper to join you, hopefully it can guide you on my behalf. I also pay great attention to the ways of the world. Just think of this as an apology from me for hiding something from you. Then, I've something private to take care of regarding that Galaxy Ranger. Let's leave things there, shall we?
Я бы на самом деле хотел
What
посмотреть, как
fascinating
там
memories will
Ахерон
you
с Сэмом
bring to me next
сражались.
time we meet? I sincerely look forward to them.
Не было связи?
A family rep. Is Himiko okay?
Ни один топ я, по-моему, не сделал за все это время. И надо будет заняться исследованием. Здесь, по-моему... А, тут 2. Как тебя забрать?
So much has happened.
О,
Better unsheath that blade now, Ranger.
Do you still dream, Hunter? Of those slain by your hand?
а дальше? Так, окей, она реально его убила.
The outcome has already been determined.
You're still alive, as are you. You still have room to make a choice. Leave the music box behind, and then go.
Choice. The bloody trail of the destruction leaves no room for hesitation.
The Taurus fire demon. Even if you sacrifice your life for that eon, you won't get special treatment.
Ranger, you tread the narrow path of the hunt. You could never understand. We come from the fire and are born bathed in fire. We spread, burn, and destroy until all the kindling has burned out and we leave only ashes on the ground. Burning forms the entire life of a fire demon, from the beginning to the end. We are born to die just to put into practice a profile of another universal truth. All things are created for the destruction.
Your companions don't seem to think so. They fight for your chance at survival.
They are my children, and just as I was, they are flames that have yet to burn white hot. They're still young, and I don't blame them. But my flames are faint, and time is running out. Can you see the planet of festivities in the distance? I plan to bring Purgatory with me there, and before that, I must surpass you.
Why?
Because on the path they have forged, you have traveled farther than I have.
Им?
Emanator.
Он хотел стать эманатором, что ли?
You cannot hide your true identity. Draw that sword, for we shall indeed
То есть обычно она сражается, не обнажая
fight
клинок.
a decisive battle to the death, for I choose this. Destruction is intense, but brief. To cravenly cling to life is to endure an endlessly prolonged existence.
Even if the answer turns out to be your own destruction.
What is important is not the answer, but that it exists, just as you exist. Everything exists to be destroyed. Emanators are no different. Just as even sweet dreams may be born of the void, the so-called impossible is merely something that is yet to happen.
All right. I accept.
You shall witness the most brilliant and intense fire in existence. May this flame illuminate the farthest reaches of your bottomless dream.
A bottomless dream. Yes, that's right. But you've made one small mistake. This blade remains in its scabbard not out of pity or scorn. It's a personal secret that I don't want to disclose, but perhaps out of reciprocity. I'll reveal the truth to you. The hunt is not the path I truly follow. May death be the end of your boundless dream, guiding you back to the waking world. I still see them in my dreams. Hold it. Your time hasn't come yet. I've seen many clever disguises that can conceal appearances, but they can never cover up who a person really is. And you're no different. You had no desire to kill the Trailblazer. You only did what you did to drive me and the Memo Keeper away, but why? Did Destiny's slave make you do it?
You know, Elio.
I thought this is just the kind of thing that'd get written into your script.
My script has always been brief. Other than that, anything beyond that is unnecessary. He knows my nature. There is but a single destiny, from which no one
Я не
can
пойму,
escape.
а получается все то, что Светлячок,
I hold the privilege of
весь этот
choice.
короткий промежуток, проводивший с первопроходцем, это было по велению Элио? Только поэтому или... Ну ладно, не буду об этом думать.
However, you appear to be ignorant of this, so it's time for me to inquire. Who exactly are you?
Not your enemy, perhaps.
That's not what I asked.
I don't deserve your curiosity. Loners wandering the cosmos always have their secrets. Take me. I'm wanted by the IPC, so it's little wonder that I know something about the Stellaron Hunters. That's all. Maybe I can help.
What reason would you have for doing that?
I tend to forget things. Which is why, rather than memories, I'm accustomed to using my emotions to capture what I normally wouldn't otherwise. So, I know who is inside that cold armor. How about it? Ready to take off that armor and sit down for a talk?
It's not yet time. I don't need help, but I can give you a suggestion that would make things better for you and me. If your goal is the Watchmaker's legacy, then go look into the family. Not only are they covering up the existence of death, but they're burying the past and the truth about
Интересно,
what
каким образом
happens
Светлячок станет игровым
inside the
персонажем?
dreamscape.
Какая у нее
Already
моделька будет?
And the Astral Express is no enemy of yours.
I know that. I just never expected to hear you say it. What's next, then? The Trailblazer's been taken by Black Swan. Will you go look for her?
No need for that. No harm in mentioning that Elio's only given me one instruction. Get all of the Astral Express to track down
То есть
the
Данька
Clan
должен
legacy.
будет
I
в
tried
событиях
settling this in an
участвовать?
easier and more direct way. But as you can see, here I am, confronting you. I failed. Can't ever go against the script.
The so-called impossible is merely something that has yet to happen. That's it. Before we split, can I ask you one more thing? Is there anything else in your script about me? I'd like to know what kind of footnote I get to leave in that future foreseen by destiny.
Unfortunately, not a thing came up.
I knew it.
Hang on. I don't.
Don't. What?
Your first question was, do you still have dreams about everyone who died because of you. I don't. Never have. I was born without the ability to dream. I live for this cold, harsh
А это
reality.
светлячок.
For a little light and to burn, to keep on burning until I turn to ash.
Вообще, я думаю, лучше бы подошло имя Феникс тогда
I
уж.
really envy you.
Is that so? Then you're already living in the waking world.
А, кстати, Лебедь же, по идее, может увидеть этот разговор. Он состоялся не так уж и давно. Может быть, именно это она хотела
We heard
сделать,
about Miss
когда мы
Firefly
разделились.
from Black Swan, but we never expected Miss Robin to.
I'm sorry that I couldn't be with you then.
Reality cruises on in serenity, while undercurrents bubble up from the dreamscape. Just like that memo keeper said. Stay strong, everyone. We can still do what we can for them. Starting with finding the murderer.
Let's recap everything then. The Trailblazer just reminded me of something. March, do you remember what that family rep who negotiated with us said?
Indeed, we trust that the Nameless has nothing to do with this. And we also beg each of you to help assist the family in verifying the identity of the deceased. That's
Типа,
how it was
нелегалка
put
она
in
или
reference to
же...
Miss Firefly.
Looking back, he seemed a little evasive at the time. And he also failed to mention anything about the earlier murder, too.
The family's planning on covering up all news about Miss Robin's death. If news gets out, Penacony's going to turn into a bloodbath.
Они даже готовы
The murder that
сотрудничать с
followed closely
недотёпами.
after was obviously beyond their anticipation. The family had to try and turn things to their advantage by bringing in reinforcements from outside. The Charmony Festival is nearly here. They must be snowed under.
It may also be that Miss Firefly's murder had so many witnesses that it couldn't be covered up. So they went with the flow and let more people on the scene to control the situation. After
В
all,
каком
the
смысле? Там же
nature of the two
был...
murders is fundamentally
Кроме
different.
Лебедя, Херон и
The
Стеллы,
family's
там
first protective
максимум мог
measure
быть
should be
еще
against
Авантурин
malicious
поблизости.
actors among the guests,
Судя по тому, что
such as
сказал
that
Лебедь, он
IPC envoy.
там не был, и он только догадывается.
All the while accusing that Galaxy Ranger.
А,
Are we missing the forest for the trees here? I always felt that Aventurine's reasons for accusing Miss Acheron were highly subtle. Can we believe him?
At this point, I'm afraid the only ones we can trust are ourselves.
Look, let's try to gather intel first and then list all the possible outcomes we can. Then we go through them, eliminating contradictions one by one. The fewer facts remaining, the closer we are to the truth. I've still got this sense of foreboding. It's like we're stuck in a whirlpool, spinning around that legacy even after everything that's happened.
This time we're playing the role of a real detective. But before we start, what are we going to say to the family and Aventurine?
As
в
I
общем,
see
это надо
things,
сделать в
the
ближайшее
family
время.
harbors no ill will towards the Astral Express. If they didn't trust the crew, they wouldn't have casually commissioned outsiders to investigate a case that's, in all likelihood, a scandal. Plus, this is the family's turf. teaming up with them should make things easier for us in the future. As for that Aventurine, well, I'd like to hear your thoughts.
He's complex. He deliberately slow-played his hand during negotiations while running circles around us all the while. He appealed convincingly to both reason and emotion. It wasn't forced, but the intent was obvious. Still, it's good to have contacts among all this uncertainty. Aventurine showed his skills, and as far as our interests are aligned, he can become a reliable ally. We also need to keep a certain distance from the family. Never let them get too close. Teaming up with the IPC helps balance that out. If either side makes a move, we have the option to pull out.
So, you suggest accepting Aventurine's proposal to team up?
Yes. It's risky, but we can only wait until both sides have played their cards before making any further judgments.
Они раскроют все карты, уже будет поздно решать за кого.
There's a whole lot of bad guys and girls around here. And I'm worried about getting stabbed in the back. She's been bullied a few times now, and I can't stand it
Издевательством?
anymore.
Ну, в какой-то мере.
You're like a broken record. Forget about it. Just let me keep an eye on him. If that doesn't work, we can just turn the tables and use him instead.
А ты придумаешь как?
Then, could you please reply to Aventurine? Everyone, take this time to put together your thoughts.
Looks like Aventurine is happy with this outcome. Let's tell everyone about it.
Time awaits funny, buddy! Tick-tock! Oh, boy, I did too much this time!
Aventurine's goal is to try and recapture Penacony for IPC. The existence of death will be covered up by the family. So how does he plan on taking them down? It's gotta be something important enough that everyone will notice. But it also can't be anything too out in the open.
Семью. Надо, чтобы... Отель вряд ли. Сама семья, а что он с ней сделает? Ахерон? Нет. Тут он... Ну, возможно, экспресс.
I was also considering this possibility. Especially because he respects you so much and has sought you out before a few times. Perhaps he's also unsure of your intentions and is probing you. An attack on the hotel guests? Unlikely. Penacony's guests include quite a few bigwigs known. He's definitely going for the family, and it's just a matter of how. The harmony is strong in Penacony, and almost impossible to take on. Aventurine has devoted considerable attention to her. But this gal... I'm just speculating. In any case, we have to be careful. He's clearly a born gambler if he's willing to go all in to win.
Aventurine said something that concerns me. He accused that Galaxy Ranger of killing Robin without any evidence whatsoever, but said nothing about her connection to that memory zone meme or why he was stalking you. It was a
Подожди, а с
groundless
чего вы
accusation,
решили, что тот мем
which
следил
only
за
serves to make him
первопроходцем?
seem more suspicious. Maybe Aventurine's goal was never to gain our trust. Maybe he wanted to foster a feeling of enmity towards Acheron and make the situation more volatile. Two
А
birds,
Херон
one
никак с
stone.
этим не связан. Убийством.
However, I asked Don Hung back on the Express to confirm that story about the Annihilation Gang and the lost messages. It wasn't something that Aventurine made up out of thin air. You've met her many times now. What's your impression of Miss Acheron? That fits the stereotype of a Galaxy Ranger to a T. They're eccentric, unpredictable, and fond of being alone. No wonder she's a suspect.
Checked off the list.
Опять-таки играют с воспоминаниями и забвением, то, что постоянно все забывается, намекает, что она из небытия. Если бы не было бы известно, что она персонаж небытия, то это был бы неожиданный поворот. Потому что все бы думали, что она охота. После той... Блин, та сцена с Ифритом на самом деле... Лично я ее бы вообще не показывал. Раз уж вы в первом акте сделали это за кадром, то пусть и оставалось бы за кадром. Просто бы упомянули где-то, что кроме Ифрита никто не умер. И все. Но нет, они показали эту сцену, если можно так выразиться, хотя это просто анимированная картинка. И намекнули то, что она не идет по пути Лани, то есть по пути охоты. Не знаю.
I hope it's not too soon to bring it up, but I feel like Miss Robin isn't actually dead, but that she's still alive and well. Somewhere. That everything's just some horrible prank. Because aren't we supposed to be inside a dream? How could someone die in a beautiful dreamscape like this?
Идеальных мест нету.
Shouldn't
У
only
всего
good
есть
things happen
недостатки.
here? Whenever I see the Grand Theater, I just can't stop all these thoughts from
Март,
flooding
пожалуй,
my head.
самая эмоциональная среди всех членов Экспресса.
No. After all, they've brought everyone this sleepy dreamscape, which everyone loves. I just feel like I'm starting to understand them less and less. Everyone's still having a great time out there on the streets. Nobody knows what's happened. It's all so
Ну, вы все
unreal.
иномирцы,
As if Firefly, Miss
поэтому да,
Robin,
вы из других
and
миров.
us.
Другого мира,
We're all
миров.
outsiders from another world. Aw, what a mess. I really want a nice cool drink of soda to help me calm down. But then I'd be just like everyone else out on the streets.
Looks like Aventurine doesn't need anything else. Let's turn our attention to the family's assignment for now. Himiko, what do you think?
Among our current clues, The two murders that she witnessed are the most directly connected.
Она не была свидетелем убийства Зарянки. Господи, отстаньте вы от Зарянки.
One thing I'm curious about
Одна говорит, что это убийство произошло после Светлячка, другая говорит, что это все-таки было до. Третий, отстаньте от этого.
Why not pop back out to reality and verify Miss Firefly's situation back at the hotel? Perhaps we could also make a few inquiries about her while out there.
How about we split off into two groups? There are still some things worth focusing on inside the dreamscape. I'll investigate those and
По одному я бы
we can
ходить
link up
не
again
стал,
later.
поэтому 2
Worth
на 2.
focusing on? Oh. No problem. I'll leave it to you then.
О чем бы?
Huh? Aw, I thought I'd finally get to see Himeko and Mr. Yang go out on a mission together. Oh well.
Ну хотя,
Take care then, Mr. Yang.
I will.
в принципе, за Вельта можно не волноваться, учитывая, кто это.
Honored guest, could you come out for a second?
Про Искорку, да? А, не, она.
I'd be embarrassed too, getting stared at like that.
Forgive me. My name is Welt Yang. I'm one of the crew members on the
Он
Astral
удивился
Express.
то, насколько
I
она
believe
похожа
you've met my
на
colleagues.
Мэй.
Welt.
Is there something about my name?
First, don't you want to know my name?
I already do, Miss Acheron. You're a prominent figure in Penacony.
What are they saying about me?
Подожди, Химика тоже знал, что она
Some
за
claim that
ними
you're the
следит?
real culprit behind these murders. That the Annihilation Gang's tragic fate at the banquet was a result of your blade. And that you're now attempting to unleash another bloodbath on Penacony.
The Annihilation Gang.
Ifrit of Everflame Mansion.
Tragic fate. That Duke turned his dying body to flames and sacrificed his life as a martyr. He was a determined and heroic pathstrider. Not even a villain should be disparaged like this. And what's more, there were plenty of suspects invited. Do they really think that a blade is more dangerous than that black hole you're wielding?
Keen intuition. Not even the family managed to point out the truth behind this cane. So you must surely know, Miss Acheron, that peering into a black hole is not a wise move. As a potential threat, your knowledge of us has reached uncomfortable depths. Reveal your true identity and intentions. Otherwise, brace yourself for gravitational
Интересные
disintegration.
угрозы пошли.
That shouldn't be necessary.
Кстати,
But if it makes the name
а
less
кем
offensive, I'll be happy
является
to.
ли Вельт эманатором или что-то типа этого? Он же, по идее, очень сильный. Но насколько он сильный? Сможет ли он победить ту же Ахерон? Учитывая угрозу, которую он сейчас сказал. С другой стороны, выгодно ли Ахерон, чтобы вся Пенакония исчезла?
Believe it or not, Galaxy Ranger, Acheron. Those are the names I go by to this very day. My trip to Penacony is solely to fulfill an old, final request.
И по сей день? Сколько тебе лет?
I'm here for the Watchmaker's legacy. And that's it. I think I've been honest enough.
Still unwilling to reveal your true identity?
It's not that I don't want to. It's just that I can't. I've come so far, and I can't sum up all of that in just a few words. Everyone has their own unspeakable past. secrets that they don't want to be revealed. And I won't be asking any more questions, such as why the Astral Express is roaming around the cosmos with a Stellaron on board. Is she okay? That memo keeper didn't do anything, right?
She's fine. Let's just stick with the topic. Gaining my trust depends on how much you're willing to reveal.
I've run around many different Penacony dreamscapes just to try and find that legacy. And during this period, I came into contact with quite a few guests. In the process, I gradually came to realize the secret of Penacony may be closely related to the Trailblaze. That's why I've come to ask for your help. I don't have enough proof yet, but I'd like to speculate something. The source of all tragedy lies within the family. If you could trust me, we could find the proof to support this claim together. Mr. Yang, I think you've come to the same conclusion, haven't you?
Let's leave it at that. For now, I'll choose to believe that you bear no hostility. Share your findings with me and me alone. I don't want vague conjecture to interfere with other people's judgments before we find solid proof.
By the way, would you like something to drink? Before we go, how about 2 cups of Wake the Heck Up? No, 4 cups. Because the conversation coming up will last forever.
Управление черной дырой. Блин, я даже не задумывался. Его ульта реально ведь
I've
выглядит
been
как
watching
черная
her
дыра.
closely for a while now, and the first invitation was in the banquet hall of the hotel. She just sat in one corner, keeping silent, chugging down a couple
Она
cups of Wake the
Опахерон,
Heck
кому
Up.
она это говорит?
I told her it's a pungent, bitter beverage, not the taste of sweet dreams. Only for people allergic to Soul Glad. And she said,
Really? But I don't taste any difference at all between them.
the guest rooms are charmingly
Я увидел
minimalist.
сундук.
An aesthetic you share, Miss Acheron. It's a cinch. This music box. The invitation received by the Annihilation Gang. There are latent memories that linger on the
Музыкальная
net.
шкатулка. А, точно.
You see,
Уже
memories of
было
you are not yours alone. They
Приглашение.
travel in other people, other things. I know much, and I can predict even more. With some help, the dead can be made to speak. The Annihilation Gang, that band of desperados who all disappeared after meeting you. What exactly happened to them? Well, let me reveal all.
Gradation 12. Dreamscape 12. Father, I dedicate
Вот
this
это
to
ребенок
you.
говорит. Так кукла, что ли?
Well done, Dubra. Wherever they go
Это Ифрит.
shall be met by annihilation.
There it is. It's hazy, but it's Ifrit's voice. The other one is probably his
Его
progeny.
потомка?
This is the residual
Ифрита,
memory
что
from
ли?
when
Да
the
нет.
invitation was first delivered. They were abruptly interrupted. Then, what happened next is...
They sought refuge in a land of sleep, merely wishing for undisturbed rest, away from the storm.
В стране сна Эона, я так понимаю.
Children of the flame, this marks your rite of passage.
чертовка с бомбами.
When have thou on the path of destruction?
Это с контрабасом, вроде бы так этот музыкальный
The
инструмент
Everflame
называется.
Mansion has set out on a journey. Those poor people, they have no idea what lies in wait ahead of them.
С кем ты общаешься?
Memory recovery is going well,
Точно не с
but
Ахиром.
slowly. She'll be here soon, and time is short. There's nobody else here, so there's no need to be delicate. In fact, I think I'd better go all out.
С Фули? Садом воспоминаний?
What happened? The memory after that is blank. How is that possible? This music box fell into
Она
Acheron's
сейчас в
hands,
номере
and she
Ахиро.
brought it to Penacony. That's a fact, and that's how it should have gone. But along the way, it's like it's been erased. Who's done this?
Who are you? Who are you?
It's... No. Is this not a memory?
Oh, a memo keeper. Do you serve the Garden of
Крематоры?
Recollection? Or the
Это
cremators?
те, кто крадут воспоминания?
My name is Constance. A pleasure
А,
to meet you. We were supposed to meet in Penacony and spend an unforgettable time together.
ну, в принципе, Констанция и выглядела как не очень-то и
But
обычный
that
персонаж.
seems unrealistic. Dahlia's not welcome on the banquet store, and I don't need a coming-of-age ceremony. And you, I know what you're looking for.
Думаю, она пришла сюда, чтобы узнать больше о Ахиро.
I can give it to you, and then you can enjoy the banquet.
Она тоже
with
как-то
me.
связана с Фуди. Это Констанция.
I wish you unforgettable memories.
Oh. A phone. Wanna listen in?
Пока я смотрю мультик, мне это нравится. Очень... Вау, вот эта загрузка.
A few days ago, the IPC made an announcement. Under the watchful guidance of the Marketing Development Department, and in accordance with the Interstellar Peace Charter, the independent Sigonian sovereignty has hereby been established, and shall take a legislative seat at the Interstellar Congress. The formation of the Sigonian sovereignty is of great historical significance to the Sigonia system. This move puts an end to the planet's long and bloody history, turning the sensational Kataka-Abjin extinction event into a
Что
distant
такое Сигония? Что такое Авгины?
Sigonia 4 is located in an unclaimed zone at the intersection of the Denise, Prothean, and Dorneau star clusters. The planet's surface environment is known
Это
for
как
being
раз связано
extremely
с
harsh, constantly
Сэмом.
faced with the threat of impact from small-scale celestial objects. This is why very few intelligent species have made this planet their home, dividing themselves into several tribes to eke out nomad lifestyles as they struggle to survive the arid desert wilderness. They have developed their own folk beliefs that are independent of the Eon belief system.
Sigonia. Sigonia. Ravenous eye.
Что-то попахивает Каэнриархом. Чуть-чуть.
Land of rock, but not water. Lightning, but not rain. Blood, but not tears. You beat us with your falling star.
wind and storm. You chew us up with the cracked earth. You promised us a land of honey, yet yoked us beneath a sword of bitterness. Oh, Gaiathra
Вот эти вот надписи сверху должны как-то все объяснять. Но мне об этом вообще ничего не известно.
When you took his father, my child was still sleeping in my belly. And where my husband went, I too soon must go. I don't ask for a peaceful death. Just for you to tell me, does the baby swaddled sweetly asleep? Does he dream of his mother's heartbeat and the sound of falling rain? Please tell me whether this life is all just a fleeting dream. Otherwise, why would this child be born to face impending death?
Mommy! Mommy! Mommy, the rain. It's raining.
Raining?
Не, ну начало сюжета очень странное. Пока что только вопросы. Хоть и несколько ответов было. Ну, допустим, вот они это показывают. К какому персонажу это относится? Единственное, что я понял, это относится как-то к КММ. То есть Авантурин, он как раз блондин вроде.
On the day you were born, the sky also sent down a gift like this from Gaiathra. Such a lucky child. Such a blessed child.
Назови имя.
Just like your name. A gift from them to Avjen. My boy.
Я, кстати, вспомнил, что Авантурин что-то там с Авгином. Вроде бы с Искоркой было сказано про Авгина или что там. Ну окей, я понял, что это Авантурин, спасибо. Не сразу, но все же.
Forever concealed. Welcome to the sad world.
Каковача. Я соболезную. Это Рацио? Ну да, как я и думал, это было воспоминание Авантурина.
Oh heavens. I must have drunk too much Soul Glad. Didn't expect you to be back so soon. How is it? Find anything?
Just as you guessed. Nobody outside knows about Robin's death. There aren't even baseless conspiracy theories. They're still streaming the rehearsal for her ceremony, using a stand-in, I guess. They must be dreaming.
Of course. Who could imagine that death would actually descend upon the idyllic dream created by the family? Let alone that the victim would be the female lead of the Charmony Festival. To be honest with you, I didn't believe it. I even tested it a few times myself. Until I discovered that I couldn't actually die. Whenever there's any danger, I'm forced awake by the dream pool, and it's all as if everything were just a
Я же
nightmare.
говорю, наркоман какой-то.
That's why I'm convinced that there are a few big secrets lurking behind the scenes.
Then you must have heard about the Memory Zone meme. When I graciously deigned to establish connections with the Oak family on your behalf, they were quite in a pitiful state of disarray. Besides Robin, there was another body. I don't know the exact details, just that it was a stowaway.
2 murder cases? I told you something seemed off about the Nameless. Oh, she must have come across
Не
the
то,
other
чтобы
one.
тело, а так
This murderer is
водичку.
a psycho. But I have to admit, the case should be easy to crack. We can leverage the family's malfeasance and let the IPC use this as a reason to intervene. It's just that their trickery runs deeper than I thought. Robin's stand-in was all ready to go. These 2 murders are definitely getting hushed up. What should we do? Let me think. It's too rare an opportunity to miss out on, so I gotta be careful.
Incredible gambler. Have you already exhausted your limited repertoire of tricks so soon?
Мне
Well, there are
позвонили.
plenty of chips, but it'd be best to choose carefully. The most straightforward has to be Robin. Remember? That masked fool once told me to find a mute as a friend. Robin is what she calls the mute. She has lost her voice, and while most people can't pick up on it, you and I cannot mistake that sound. Not produced by any voice box, but rather by the resonance of the harmony. If that girl hadn't gone hoarse from singing practice, there'd only be one possibility. Something was up with the family. Or Robin herself. To get to the bottom of this, I tried every way I could to meet her. But she died. Right before my very eyes.
То есть ты знаешь убийцу? Раз он прямо на твоих глазах.
Incidentally, it seems to have resulted in your rather undignified arrival on the interrogation stand. There were eyewitnesses at the scene, and the family, in their graciousness, has tentatively accepted your alibi. However, for the foreseeable future, you shall, regrettably, find yourself under the vigilant watch of the hounds.
Well, things aren't looking too optimistic, Doctor. I'm starting to break out in a cold sweat. Do you reckon there's still any chance of a comeback, given how things are?
A probability? Yes, it exists, but it verges on the infinitesimal. To phrase it in a manner more befitting the vernacular of Penacony, you're dreaming. But if you simply can't control yourself and want to try your hand, then there just so happens to be a suitable candidate. That man wants to see you again.
Who?
Воскресенье?
Sunday.
Is this a public hearing or a private trial?
If it were the former, it would hardly befit my stature to stoop to the role of a mere messenger.
Fine. Oh, that's great. It's all great. You see, the dead can't talk, but the living can. Ratio, I'm convinced now that there must be something wrong inside the family. Oh, just you wait and see. That man's sister has died. He can't sit on
В
his
семье уже
hands.
известно, кто этот убийца.
Without any further ado, let's set off. Lead the way. The show is about to begin.
We're here. The Dewlight Pavilion is the Oak family's fortress and a place where heads of the families meet to discuss great plans for Penacony.
Нам будет доступен
Fortress.
этот офис?
I like this metaphor. I dealt with the warlords of the Amanicus star system not long ago, and their synchronized orbital manor wasn't this heavily guarded.
This mansion nominally belongs to Sunday, and is very befitting of its owner. Without his express invitation, the likes of ordinary guests would never grace these grounds in their lifetimes. Look around while you still have this moment of freedom.
Hey, Doc, whose side are you on anyway?
Who's to say I won't sell you out?
We'll see. When we meet the authoritarian master of the Oak family, I'll pry an answer out of him.
Follow me and I'll bring you to his parlor. Hold your tongue and let me deal with the members of the family.
За Авантурина играю. Так вот что означала та загрузка. О, офигеть! Одна и та же ситуация, но разными глазами, да?
All remains as it did yesterday.
Погоди, тут еще что-то. Мгм. Мне это определенно нравится. Так, погоди, я хочу на это посмотреть. О. Вообще. Прикольно. Мне очень нравится. Кстати, можно же Авантурину почитать. То есть он... В смысле нельзя? По крайней мере, анимации можно. Ну давай вот. Хотя... Просто откуда он многогранник сбрасывает? Так, ну он дальний, кто из-за него будет основной геймплей, если можно так выразиться. Птиц надо по-прежнему искать.
Hey, you two! That's a place of business.
I was requested by Mr.
Подозреваемого.
Sunday to bring him the suspect.
Oh, I remember you. Veritas Ratio. Your punch virtual particle clock is impressive.
Да вы ученый.
Excuse me?
The one on your head. Of course, it's nothing compared to my full pocket dimensional annihilating power armor of the Mobile Knights.
Right. And as I mentioned, that fantasy raiment of yours doesn't exist.
That's because you can't see it. Like I say, only family can see the glory of the Mobile Knights. Enough. Get going. Don't keep
Это
Mr.
что
Sunday
видят
waiting.
только члены семьи.
It seems like the idiocy index here is no better than it is out there.
Так, я же забрал сундук, да.
A dead end?
Вообще-то слева
The
сундук.
door is shut tight. Looks like we're on our own.
I mean, there isn't a door. How did you get in before?
For security reasons, the family built the administrative site deep in the dreamscape, with the mechanisms hidden in these
Ну, они в
nightmare
разные стороны
statues. The
повернуты, да.
direction of the statues
А дверь
can
тут
be
есть, вон она.
controlled. On the previous occasion, an attendant named Kona had gone to the side room to verify something before setting the statues in the correct positions.
Well, maybe we should do the same. Let's go and take a look. Of course, we can also use brute force.
Тюрин как-то слишком уверен в себе. Ладно, я все-таки посмотрю.
Feeling lucky.
Джекпот. А я посмотрю, что этот статус дает. Сука. Ну, такой маленький. Ходить надо будет. Ладно.
This is hardly enough for a seat at the table.
Опа-на. А вы кто?
A reward with no risk? I'll take it.
Ну, сундук я забрал. Там еще сундук.
Six nightingales facing in different directions. An obvious hint?
But are these nightingales?
They are. What's wrong?
How can nightingales be so huge? They look more like torment eagles to me.
There are no eagles in the five families, only nightingales. Why am I wasting time with you on this?
Отличный напарник. Хотя тут без разницы. А, подожди. Я перепутал. Что-то не так? Стоп. Я понял, что не так. Я не с той перспективы смотрел. Ты и так туда смотришь. Надо было против. Ну да ладно.
Just as I thought. Here's the correct answer.
A truly miraculous discovery. Perhaps I should offer you the chance to join the Genius Society.
Really? Well, I thought you'd given up on that already.
I was being sarcastic. Can't you tell?
Это тоже был сарказм. Не, я все же хочу посмотреть, как там с Авантурином. Может быть, в битве можно будет посмотреть и почитать. Все-таки тут я видел сундук. Какой-то кристальный динозавр. Защита. Что? Во! Могу почитать. Уносит небольшой. Не в цифрах, ну ладно. Стакающийся щит. Когда союзник. Ага, повышает крит по противнику.
this one.
I sense a storm. Heaven's surge. Break. Awaken, dormant scale. World cleansing dragon.
Ну, я уж подумал, что-то страшное будет. Этот эфрит ватный.
Stay the course. Gale force.
Ah.
Heaven's surge. Rise.
А на нем что? А, пробитие защиты. Погоди. А, они теперь это не по умолчанию, а теперь показывают, что повышен урон с пробитой.
Heaven's surge. Break.
Watch yourself.
Trying to pull a fast one.
Thank you, comrade.
No dirty tricks already. Don't ask, just spend. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Прикольная анимация, мне нравится.
Target specimen sighted. Repeat.
To the cloud. The wind is right. From the bow.
Awaken, dormant. World cleansing dragon.
I hit the mark.
Он продолжит стакаться? А.
Heaven's surge.
Неужели он лучше гепарда? Скорее всего, да.
Fortune follows luck, just like it always does.
Его анимации мне нравятся, его сочетание цветов мне тоже нравится. Но вот просто его глаза, я не знаю. Я его не могу по-другому назвать, кроме как наркоман.
Feeling lucky.
Тихомомути.
Oh, impressive. So much for Mr. Sunday's reserved, virtuous.
А кто сказал, что он скромник?
Do you need me to remind you? We're in a dreamscape. No matter how grand the mansion looks, it'll not affect Penacony. Stop wasting your time nitpicking the family here.
Yeah, you're right. The only way to destroy the family is death. Sunday must have thought the same. Let's head down.
Я сундук вижу. Направо сейчас нельзя. Зачем его беспокоить? Если только еще раз на его анимации посмотреть.
A reward with no risk? I'll take it.
Я тебя слышал.
This is hardly enough for a seat at the table.
Тихо! Их тут четверо аж. 4 волны. Ладно. Там есть чем заняться.
Hedge your bets. Ah.
The strength. Heaven's surge. Break! Awaken dormant scales. World cleansing dragon.
Замедление от удара. Ну ладно.
Specimen sighted.
Sure, I'll play along. It's on me.
Heaven's surge. Rise!
Gale force! The wind is rising. Bolt! From the bow!
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take
А,
it
это в
all.
одиночную цель. Стаки он сохраняет 9 из 7 и 2. Окей.
Awaken dormant scales.
Давайте не надо никого превращаться, пожалуйста. А, они гарантированно превращаются. А хп у них сколько?
Commencing research.
Ну, чуть меньше.
Stay the course. To the clouds!
Мне не нравится, что они уменьшают скорость.
I sense a storm. Heaven's surge. Break!
Specimen sighted.
Spirit never dies.
А разве их было не четверо? А, один просто не дошел. Вроде бы больше ничего. Буду я сейчас с тобой говорить.
Feeling lucky.
Джекпот мне нравится. Не хочу сейчас туда подходить, но вот это я заберу. Чё из угла выглядываешь? На место иди. Дубовый рулет. А, сверху, то есть, хотите? А, это... Да, сверху. Чем?
An unsurprising win. This is
Весь
hard
мир
enough
замирает,
sitting
что
at
ли?
the table.
Ты долго со мной идти будешь? О, подожди, это... Да.
A reward with no risk.
Играю за Авантурина
I'll
до
take it.
выхода. Я не думаю, что это так уж удивительно. Я вижу... Где тут телевизор этот? А я не могу? Странно. Так там же ничего нету. Интересно, что это. Кстати, где он? Оно? Не знал, что так можно. Это, кстати, откуда куда? С потолка. А на потолок как забраться? Все вижу. А ты стреляешь? Нет, не стреляет.
Take it. Stay the course. To the clouds. The wind is rising. Bolt from the bow.
Oh. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. I hit the mark.
I sense a storm.
А насколько наносимый этой цели крит урон союзников повышен на 15%? Он добавляет 15% крит урона или увеличивает именно на 15%?
Heaven's Surge. Break. Awaken dormant scales. World cleansing dragon.
Specimen sighted.
Watch your head.
Gale force.
Sure, I'll play along.
The strength. Heaven's Surge. Rise.
No dirty tricks, all right. Oh. Hedge your bets. It's on me. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Commencing research.
Spirit never dies.
Watch your head.
Oh, Grace.
А это плохо. Ну, тогда можно вот так сделать.
Specimen.
Я не ту сделал ульту, ну да ладно. А с ним вообще хилер не нужен.
Cleansing dragon.
Stay the course.
Погоди, я сказал с ней. С Авантурином вообще не нужен хил. Он очень много брони дает. Надо бы узнать, от чего она скейлится.
It's on me.
Commencing research.
Spirit never dies. To the clouds. The wind is rising. Bolt from the bow.
I sense a storm.
Specimen sighted.
Sure, I'll play along.
Stay the course.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Сохранение дебафер, я бы сказал.
Watch your head.
Gale force.
changed. Heaven surge. Rise!
To the clouds!
Inevitable.
The wind is rising. Bolt! From the bow!
Awaken dormant scales. World cleansing dragon. Heaven surge. Break.
Spirit never dies. Gale force!
А зачем? Ну ладно.
The dice have been bust. Or maybe
Он же, кстати, когда ультует, броню стакает? Не.
Watch your head.
Какая у него сигна, интересно?
The strength.
Specimen sighted.
Stay the course.
У него крит-шанс повышен. Рычаг. Крит-шанс 34. А чего?
Heaven surge. Rise! Awaken dormant. World cleansing dragon.
Блин, без пробитой уязвимости с ними очень сложно иметь дела.
To the clouds! The wind is bolt! From the bow!
Hedge your bet, huh? The dice have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Могу? Нет, не могу.
This is hardly enough for a seat at the table.
Какой хороший охранник. Что? Ладно, теперь это более интересно. Как еще заинтересовать игроков? Дать им ракетницу. Точно меня не посмотришь, да? Естественно. А с этого рак... А, нет. Я думал, там не будет дыры. Так. Что это? Почему я не могу это взять? Ладно. боже. Где я? Не знаю, почему я не мог взять ту фигню. В принципе, я тут все забрал.
Hold on.
Huh? What's wrong? Are we
Но
heading the
дверь
wrong way?
красная, поэтому да, не туда.
No, but this door is locked.
My friend? Did you really make an appointment with him?
It's a trial. You got to prove your worth to Sunday before you can speak with him. If I'm not wrong, we need to find a way to open this door in the hall, or this place will be our prison.
Oh, an escape room. My favorite.
Get serious.
Опять
I've no time
то,
for
что персонаж
games.
говорит,
Let's head back.
соответствует тому, что
The hint
в
is probably
субтитрах
in that
написано.
prominent sandpit.
Wow. That's an enormous sandpit. I'd love to build a tall building for myself. Once I have enough savings. Oh, look. There's a noticeable gap in the model. I believe you're right.
There wasn't a gap before. That man must have done it intentionally.
Well, with your brilliant mind, you shouldn't have any trouble recalling what was here last time. Right, Doctor?
Of course. Let's look around. When I see it, I will know it.
А, то есть я только
Fine.
сейчас должен был
Fine.
туда дойти.
Why do I feel that we're pursuing a degree in burglary now?
Ну, а я это заранее сделал. Не думаю, что меня судят.
Found it. This is it.
Где-то хер... Не, погоди. Вон она.
Feeling lucky. And the nameplate reads Gulliver's
Гулливер.
Arch. Well, I'm amazed you can remember something this tiny. You know, this reminds me of a tunnel I once saw that could shrink people who passed through it.
If I were you, I would shut my mouth. It's wise to remain silent when you should.
Well, this reminds me of one of those building toys. You know, with the blocks. I've never played with them before. I wonder if it's more interesting than stacking chips. Oh, look. The gap is closed. And it fits perfectly. So, what's next?
Пойти.
Oh, good heavens. Did I shrink?
Ну не
Am
зря
I still in a
назвали
dream?
Гулливер.
Indeed.
Oh, Doctor, you're huge. It's me! Down here! In the sand pit! Oh, actually, I think we could make this work for us. Just find a way to slip me into Sunday's collar, and I'll infiltrate the family just like that.
Странный план.
Oh, fine. I was just kidding. Let's find a way to open the door.
Это так и должно быть? Это выход? Ставлю тебя с твоими проблемами. Это типа ирония или что? А тут что? А, тут сундук вижу. Ну, это выход, по идее. Так. О, а я тебя знаю. Погоди, так это... Я только сейчас понял. Блин, это реально выглядит как какой-то... Как назвать-то? Бета-тест или, блин... Забыл слово. Нет, давай ты не будешь в меня стрелять. О, часик. Тихо. Ладно. Все, потерял. Теперь и ты потеряйся. Там стекло мешало. Точнее, зеркало. Это же зеркало. Я тебя слышу. Птичка. А, это боковой.
Hello! Welcome to the Golden Hour base model. I am an Oak Soldier. I will be here to guide you through the tour of the base model. Happy to be of service.
And tell me about the tour.
Hello! an oak soldier. I will be here to... Model. Happy to be of service. Generating guide. Please wait patient. Found the nearest. Please look behind me. Model.
What's up with that? Now the family's toys are trying to frame me? I didn't do a thing to it, Doc. Oh, capsule machine. There's no mechanism on the floor. Could there be one at the top? Doctor, do me a favor.
Они это настолько
That's
анимировали.
right. These models have interiors that look exactly like the real buildings. The only difference is that no one lives in them. Funny that Sunday puts a miniature that makes him seem like a giant by comparison, right where he can see it first thing in the morning. Insecure much?
Так вот, что они тут охраняли.
Oh, one of the fragments flew upstairs. I'll need to use the pinball machine to flick myself up there. But it's tough.
За отсутствие его там.
Oh, great. There's another pinball machine base here. And it's empty too. Doc! I'll need your brain power again.
There's no need to yell. I can hear you. The pinball machine must be hidden somewhere in the hall. Like the arch. Wait here, and I'll be back.
Ну, вряд ли они мне в одной миссии дадут и за Авантурин, и за рацию играть. Да, так что просто загрузка.
Finally,
А!
a moment of peace.
Я был неправ.
That's it. Pleasant moments of solitude are always fleeting.
Oh, you're back. Just place it here.
Его, кстати, не видно. Я думал, будет видно.
Thanks, Doc.
А, вот где. Они сливаются просто.
Oh, Ratio, you should come in here and take a look. The view here is breathtaking. Honestly, you could easily squash me with just a pinch.
If that is your wish, I will do so without a mo.
О,
All done. Piece of cake.
это же я... А, вот куда я попал.
Feeling lucky.
What is the cloud song?
Stay calm, Lynx.
Gale Force!
Gotta stop the bleeding.
Watch your head. It's on me.
The strength. Heaven serve. Break!
Блин, ну хотя бы раз бы в Таньку попал. Вот как сейчас.
Awaken dormant scales. World cleansing dragon.
Хотя надо было, наверное, после ульты Авантурина это сделать.
Sure, I'll
The
play along.
wind is rising.
From above!
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
The times are changed. Heaven serve. Rise!
Я с боссом разделаюсь быстрее, чем с мелкими.
Watch your head.
Heaven serve. Break!
Specimen sighted.
Hedge your bets.
Heaven surge. Rise! Awaken dormant scale. World cleansing dragon.
Stay the course. Gale Force!
No dirty tricks, all right. Watch your head. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
The wind is rising.
Bolt! From above!
I hit the mark.
Heaven surge. Break!
В принципе, можно сказать...
All done. Piece of cake.
что я угадал с тем, что взял мнимую пачку. Ну, на половину... Хотя, ну да нет. Было бы лучше, была бы реально мнимой. Но мне кажется... заряды. Мне кажется, лучше с Авантурином не обязательно. В одной пачке. Нет меня. Нет меня. Нет меня. Ну иди за мной тогда. Блин. Ну ладно, думаю, так реально быстрее.
sense a storm. Heaven surge. Rise! Awaken dormant scales. World cleansing dragon.
All done. Piece of cake. And the joyous tour of Toy City has come to an end. Makes me feel sad. Penacony isn't all bad, right? I'll use this interesting experience as a talking point at the poker table.
Казалось.
It's a pity you made it out of the sandpit alive. Sunday is just beyond this door. From my limited understanding, he's not someone easily handled. Are you prepared?
Yeah. Only I believe he's the one who should be prepared to face me.
Tell me about your plan.
I don't have a plan. I'll just play it by ear. There are only two kinds of bargaining chips when dealing with people. Benefit or fear.
Looks like sincerity isn't in your dictionary.
Am I not sincere enough? There's no need to emphasize it. We've got to make good use of death. That man's sister is dead. He won't be able to turn a blind eye, and that's fear. And I'll help him find the murderer. He can't do it due to his status and position, but I can. And that's benefit.
On what basis do you believe he's incapable, necessitating the delegation to someone from a rival faction? The IPC?
Видимо, ты низкая мэмбл.
Simple. Because that murderer could very well be a traitor hiding inside the family.
Do you mean the Galaxy Ranger whom you accused
Так она же не часть семьи.
previously?
That was just an excuse, good doctor. There's something wrong with that woman. We need someone who can keep her in check. It's better to minimize the variables outside our control while we execute our plans. Moreover, I need to know her identity. If I'm lucky. She could be an important pawn. And it's good to have more helpful friends when dealing
Ешка,
with this matter.
Ахерон, Ешка.
But honestly, the murder case is likely unrelated to her. I believe my standpoint. There's a rat in the family. Otherwise, why would Mr. Sunday arrange a private meeting with us? This isn't an interrogation, but a secret negotiation. We'll see. Using Robin's death as a bargaining chip, I'll win back my freedom and power. In the end, I'll ruin this
так
beautiful
выделять свободу и
dream
власть
and
величайшую из
create the
смертей?
grandest death. If the chance of winning is just beyond this door, even if that chance is close to zero, well, you can't win if you don't play, right?
Ah, the charming audacity. To think that you, of all people, might emerge victorious, dear gambler.
3 chips are enough. All or nothing.
Да, это последняя комната. Ну, что я могу сказать? На этом, пожалуй, закончим. Пусть будет некая интрига. Потому что уже 2 часа. Меня и так задержали. Подрезали стрим. Время стрима подрезали. Эх. Ну ладно. В принципе, на этом я заканчиваю. Пока что все опять-таки интригует. Ответы только появляются, но и вместе с этим появляются вопросы. Кстати, какой у него чехол? Всем спасибо за просмотр. Подписывайтесь, ставьте лайки. Переходите по ссылкам в описании. Всем пока. Увидимся на следующей неделе при дальнейшем прохождении этого интереснейшего и интригующего сюжета.